I mean, oh, hello, I'm just in a corner. All right, I'll be in a corner. Why not? Let's be a touch bigger, shall we? Just like a touch, like that'll do. We'll be a smidge bigger. That intro is so unnecessarily hard. Like it goes so hard, like unnecessarily hard. But there we go. Hi, nice to have you here. If you're here, if you're not here, well, it's not that nice to have you. Let's not do that. Ooh. It's not working good. Oh dear, strange things are happening. No, there we go. Just want to be just small enough that I'm underneath my own name. Lovely. Basically, we're just waiting for them to kick off. Nibble hadn't been there for a while, but now we have Nibble. This is a proper eclectic mix of player locations for this semi-final. Accurate Grind, got 2 Canadians, got an Indian, got a Swede. I don't even know where Seru's from. Hungary, I guess. Hungary and... my flags are bad. Wherever Portalis is from. However, I do have them all in a lobby, which is nice. What's slightly less nice is I don't think the bot is working. Tragedy, really. Real tragedy. Which means that the random selection of the first map doesn't seem to be working so good. Which I don't like. Because it's supposed to be... Game 1 is sudden death, victory conquest, and then a bot is supposed to pick between Beach Fight, Sand Trap, Chaos Pit, or ECL at Atacama. Free pick of civs, no bans. Which, you know, if the bot isn't picking the map, somebody's got to pick the map for them. So no team has an advantage. And I think it's only right and proper that we pick a good map for them. So Chaos Pit. Oh, and it's also not. It's not 1-0. That's from the last one. It's 0-0 because it's not started yet. But we can have some Age of Empires in the background while we get on with this. I've got a can of late night drink, as on a Thursday we hit 11 o'clock in the UK. Okay, we've lost one of the players. They've disappeared. Who did we lose? Blue Star. Blue Star is gone. Okay, well, we'll be okay for map 2, because that's just on camera. We're okay for map 3, because that's Grand Barra. So it's only the start. Seru doesn't like Chaos Pit. Poor Seru. Though Seru doesn't have a huge place to stand in. Seru is by far the highest rated player, I think, at the moment, at 1264 to the 1284 of Accurate Grind. Oh my. We don't have to wait all that long, as they dove straight in. No mucking about. I can very much appreciate this. Let me open up Capture Age and I guess we can go. Shut up, you. And we should be heading over to Cage. And I will move myself down so I'm not floating in the sky. We immediately got a game pause. Team positions? We didn't pause? Wait. He means team position. What about it? Team position, guys. I believe team position is supposed to be on. Well, let's just quickly check the handbook. I'm pretty sure team positions are supposed to be on. Now, is the responsibility of both... I mean... It doesn't say... It actually doesn't say... It doesn't say that team position is required. I would assume it would be. It's a 3v3 tournament. You gotta have team positions. Game settings, standard, resources standard, population, ending age, lock teams. Yes, team positions. Yes. Team positions. Yes. Team together. Yes. Shared exploration. Yes. Record games. Yes. So I guess we'll head back here. We'll have some of this on for a wee bit while I wait. Poor Seru, he didn't get his position. Attempt to electric boogaloo. Well, Burrito, we're gonna drink up. We're gonna relax. We're gonna kick back. We're gonna enjoy the patience of waiting for games to start. I guess I put a shirt on and everything. You know, so I could be a proper professional. I'd do the top button up. I don't have a tie, otherwise I'd put a tie on. I could do a sock, I guess. do a sock tie. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's how we go. Professionalism. It's highly important. Gotta put like a knot in the tie. Put a knot in the tie, sock tie. Well, you know, if we can't have a hot tub stream, we'll just have a whatever the fuck this is tub stream. We're waiting for games to start at 11 o'clock at night. So there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Professionalism. I'm not having a sock around my neck for the whole game. Okay, lobby is back alive. Drizzle doesn't go hard. What's taser? No. Yeah, there we go. Rich Corinthian leather. It goes hard. sounds exactly like rich Corinthian leather. There's nothing else it could be other than rich Corinthian leather. I've got a proper soft spot for the older ones. You know, they just hit different. What about number 2 though? There's Age of Empires Volume 2. Case in point. Paste. Yeah. What about Joey Jojo? Ah, it's a new one, isn't it? It doesn't go as hard, you know? Not like rich Slavic leather. Yep. I mean, it feels like rich Slavic leather, doesn't it? You feel the rich Slavic leather just blaring through this one. 10 out of 10 Slavic leather. Would listen again. Okay, they're going to play this on East US server. That's going to be brutal for the Indian player. I'm surprised they're not doing an EU one. Like that's actually kind of insane. Well, that's enough of that rich Slavic leather, because I want some actual less Slavic chaos. As again, we attempt to dive into... oh, I should get the team names, really, shouldn't I? Oh, no. Yeah, go on, then. It's because it's Empyrean versus Peripatetikos. And I can't remember which way round the teams are. So, let's fix that. Empyrean. I bet I've got this completely the wrong way round. Peripatetikos. I bet I've got this the wrong way round. I feel it. How can I check? How can I check? I know how I can check which way round it is. I've got it on a... Hold on. Studio mode. Starting soon. Empyrean is Seru. Kev the Swee and Blue Star. And Peripatetikos is Portalis Nibble. An accurate grind. So, I got it the right way round. Fucking yes, mate. 50-50. I'm good for something. Well, hopefully, I can be good for casting. As I exit studio mode, and we fully dive in to Empyrean versus Peripatetikos. Fucking however that's spelled. So, in the yellow, we have Seru playing as the Poles. His ally in the flank. We have Blue Star, I think the lowest rated player in this in this game. And then in the other flank we have Kev the Swee playing as the Persians. Up against them we have Accurate Grind as the Armenians. Great sword sieve. In the pocket we have Nibelgungritter. Yeah, something very German. Nibble. That's what they're going to be called. Good old Nibble. And then in the other flank, we have Portalis playing as the Mongols. And this is on Chaos Pit. Now, the fun of Chaos Pit is you might see a distinct lack of gold in the centre area. So I do think that the Armenians are a good pick. What's less of a good pick is really on Chaos Pit. You probably want to be going to the edge ASAP. The main aim of this game is to get out and get on the gold so you can get up to Castle Age as smoothly as possible. Now, Nibble, not gone for the edge. Accurate Grind, not gone for the edge. And Portalis, also not gone for the edge. So I'm expecting a certain amount of feudal play from these guys if they are investing so much in a later chop through. And you compare that to Blue Star, who is at least on the edge. He's not on the edge in a great location because you can end up having to chop through more trees this way before you can cut out. Like, yeah. You only really want to go through an area that has 3. And there's sort of more than that to get through over here. The second trick of this map is to, when you're chopping through, is to focus on one tree at a time. You sort of shift click your vills to get through the trees, just so you can get out there and get onto gold. It's an unfortunate placement for Kev, because there's no gold immediately on his way out, which sometimes can happen. He's got the stone nearby, but the stone does not matter all that much with these civs. Now, unless Kev goes and starts TC dropping. If Kev starts douching... Oh, but he can't start douching. Why can't he start douching, chat? What is the reason why Kev can't douche? It's because this first game is sudden death. So it's one TC play only. So, super vulnerable. Interesting choice for the poles then, here. I mean, can get a really strong food eco. Blue Star already going for Loom. Idle time for Nibble, not great. Idle time for Kev the Swede, even worse. But Portalis and Accurate Grind actually looking surprisingly good. Portalis is a pretty experienced tournament player in his own right. We've seen him in a fair few lower rated tournaments over the years. And I think it is actually years now. Can't even remember the first time I watched a Portalis. No, it's not years. Because he played in Enigma Cup. That's where I'm getting Portalis from. Was Portalis with Lajashek? No, I don't think so. But either way, I remember Portalis being one of the stronger low elo players in Enigma. I think he's really interesting to watch, and I think he's been a real asset to this team. Oh, look at that! Seru did a little bit of pushing in for Blue Star. Really trying to give Blue Star the best possible advantage for their cavalry civ. He is a little bit further behind, but just getting all of that hunt pushed in is... Oh, how kind! Look at these guys! Go on, Empyrean! At the same time, they are definitely a bit behind on the whole everything. Blue Star, a minute of TC idle time. Kev the Swede, also up at a minute. Seru, only 19 seconds. But still, Portalis, only 3. My worry is, are they going to focus super heavy on feudal? Kinda feels like it. We are at least on the edge for Seru. And we are walled in pretty safely for Blue Star as well. It's just he's going to be so long until he chops through. I kind of feel like Kev, Seru and Blue Star have a better idea about the sort of more traditional way that you play this game out. Whether that helps them or not when they're so much later remains to be seen. We're trying to take an engagement, but Portalis is not really getting the best of fights there. Seru took a great engagement. My. Will his scout go down? He could garrison. No, his scout goes down. That's pretty unfortunate. It's definitely something that the Mongols would have wanted in their arsenal, being kind of dragged down a scout. Blue Star not joining in. Doesn't really have the micro ability there. Spear already on the way out. So 3 spears before we've managed to start pumping out any scouts really of our own. And Nibble is the last one up. But Nibble is looking relatively safe, walling up. At home, going to be playing pretty defensive. Already moving on to farms as well. In fact, lots of farms. Accurate Grind is a farming machine. I am honestly surprised that scouts... I mean, I'm not surprised that scouts to play 1 Vil down. Potentially 2. The scouts dive in. Spears are going to back them up. And we run away. So this has actually been a bit messy. Kev the Swee facing a little bit of damage and having the first eco loss. Diving in on the other side. Vils are safe. Scouts under the TC fire and receiving that TC fire. No Vils killed, just scouts going down and scouts losing their HP. Not a great idea to take engagements under the TC fire. Really, when you're not up to significant numbers to really soak any damage. There is a path through, but none of these Vils should be all that vulnerable, other than the idle time that's being caused. Back over, Accurate Grind, still putting the pressure on, forcing the Vils away. But we have 3 scouts of our own, so we should just be able to take this fight whenever. Vils take a good little whack there, and to be honest, Accurate Grind is possibly going to have to keep running around indefinitely. Looks like he's setting himself up, though, to do a bit of market abuse to click up. So is Blue Star. Vils come in to rush forwards. Spears are a scrapping. The tower is cancelled and the Vils run away. But the fight is probably needed to be backed up with the villagers, because the Vils and the Spears combined meant that they had the numbers. So all of Blue Star's Vils get forced off the berries. I think that's a real big hit. If he'd engaged and just joined in the Vil fight, there might have been a chance. I know Portalis is probably the better clicking player. And this is forcing a tower up. I don't love this tower. Bit of a panic tower. I don't think it even is in range. Right? So... like, what is this tower achieving? I'm not really sure it's achieving anything of note. But Portalis sort of mucks about, loses 1 spear. Vil's taking some punishment, repairs on the way in, but like, if we wanted to, we could just tower over here and the berries can't be taken, so... I mean, it works out, but I'm not really convinced it should have done. Over on this side, it's a messy amount of of multiple colours all over the shop. We're putting a bit of pressure up to the top. We've got scouts chilling out, not doing anything. We're running around. Will we get the 1 Vil pick off? We do indeed. She goes down. Seru doing some damage, and the game is paused. Has somebody dropped? Volume issue. Okay, just a little volume issue. No dramas. I imagine somebody couldn't hear attack notifications. These things happen. We do notice the scouts putting the pressure on, so the house comes up. And just chop this tree. They're right there. It's definitely messy, and Seru does get the out. Doesn't see the gold over here, but we'll move out and we'll find some gold eventually. We're also out for Kev the Swee. One of the most deadly things about being out early, especially if you've managed to scout out that your opponents haven't managed to click out at all, is that you can just loop round and put a stone wall where they're chopping out, right? So you stonewall here, and now Accurate Grind would have to start all over again from a different location. Super irritating play, and definitely something that we probably could have scouted. right? We know that he's trying to chop out over there, so sending a scout round to see if you can find that, it's definitely worth it. Oh, well, thank you very much for the raid. You've arrived at a very opportune time. If anybody here is going to stick about, we have game 1 in the semi-finals between Empyrean and Peripatetikos. Yeah, that's easy for me to say. And it's on Chaos Pit. The game mode is Sudden Death, and this is for the Golden Bough tournament that the Hermetica clan is running. At the moment, there is some good damage coming down onto Kev the Swee, who's been forced into an awful lot of idle time. I mean, we're at game minute 20, and we have had 5.5 minutes of TC idle time. Only 30 vills on the field for Kev. However, he is on the way to Castle Age, and he is also out and taking gold. So this might level out. The one thing that is really tough is you can't throw down extra TCs on Sudden Death to try and balance out any of the struggling eco that you have from the start. You only catch up by consistently pumping out villagers, and the only person who's been able to do that really has been Seru. Castle Age on the way in for the entirety of Empyrean. Peripatetikos only have Patalis up in Castle Age. That's really the sort of Mongols doing that, and I don't think he's going to be able to capitalise on being up. So this is going to be a pure castle attempt, and there we go. Greatly timed. He has the military, he has the vills, and he's being supported as well by Nibble, if Nibble stays over here to support this push. Gotta scout this out. Getting the castle down and killing Red before they manage to be in Castle Age themselves would be huge. So the castle probably has to come down like here. Okay, I mean, it's not the most aggressive, but the panic is there. Look at all of this. You're just not going to be able to do enough damage with scouts, and it's also going to need more than one tower. Nibble does come over. Nibble does try and back this up. This castle should be up. It's a greatly timed castle. This might be the sort of saving grace for this team as Castle Age lands in for everybody else. There's been enough denial of the tower. Castle goes up. Tower does nothing. Now the castle can focus down the TC of Blue Star. Now it's just a matter of time. Defensive castle been forced out over on Kev's base as the Armenians do what Armenians do best. Full longsword play in Feudal Age. But they've got through, so they now have access to gold. This entire longsword play has been bought, which is really impressive. Second worry for these guys is the longswords are actually on the castle. They're not fighting this off though, so the scouts are actually killing the longswords off. It does feel like this is kind of likely to be Accurate Grind, Nibble, and Patalis's win if something doesn't change really, really soon. So it's about 24 longswords with upgrades to kill a TC. So if we just got up to the longsword mass instead of trying to kill this castle with them, we might have just been able to rush down the TC of Kev the Swee, but instead we've lost our mass, and Accurate Grind doesn't look like they're on the way up all that soon. Is this castle worth it? We have rams on the way over. I think Blue Star might be in some mild panic. The defense is strong for Kev the Swee, who is being supported by Seru, who's going for a double castle drop. Look at that. One castle focusing on the house. I think we need fletching. Not fletching, he has fletching, I mean Bodkin. My. Seru putting his team on his shoulders, trying to go for the carry. Now, I worry, though. I worry that Blue Star is just going to be dead. We're down at 31 villagers. 18 villagers for Kev. We haven't been making anything. We're sort of in full panic. And Seru just comes home. But he's finally started to range the TC. Accurate Grind, I don't think has noticed. Also, because Accurate Grind is trapped in Feudal, hasn't even started taking gold. The gold's right there. Grind. Castle Age is a must, but instead he's just staying perma Feudal Age. And it is a worry, because at the same time, it doesn't matter if Kev only has 19 vills, if he's got that significant balance of being in Castle Age while his allies are in Castle Age, and he's able to do some surviving off it. I think Seru may have done enough with the Knights trying to panic. The TC has less HP in Feudal. I mean, I'm saying that. It doesn't look like it actually has less HP in Feudal. Maybe it's less armor? Something. Something feels weaker. Well, it feels super weak when it's dead. As Accurate Grind goes down, Patalis has not managed to knock out Blue Star. And so Seru, Kev the Swee, and Blue Star take game number 1 with GG called by Patalis. Really nice play. Really nice play from Seru. Double castle drop. Double castle drop. I mean, I appreciate the sort of glass of water suggestion. I've got something slightly different. But they haven't called it. I mean, they called it, but then they haven't ended. I wonder why. Oh, Blue Star. You gotta move these. You gotta move these so they can get in. Boom! Beautiful play. And Nibble goes, no, I can't do it. I can't do it on my own. Well, GG. Game 1, fully secured. Dominant play from Empyrean. There was a window for Patalis, but he probably needed a little bit more support. I also feel like if this castle had been a little bit further forward to properly put the pressure on, that would have been really nice. Definitely, the double castle was huge. And they shouldn't have been able to get that down so easily, but Seru was untouched. Kev did everything he needed to do. His whole job was to just die slowly. And that certainly happened. That was the wrong button. we don't want to watch the trailer again. We saw the trailer once. That was enough for me. Great trailer like it is, though. So it is 1-0 for Empyrean. We'll see how quickly they hop into game number 2. Oh, and I guess we can have some tunes. We'll have Booty and Kings. Okay, no lobby just yet. So, we'll chill out. We had Sword wanted somebody to clap their hands 16 days ago. Hermetica clan wanted to know the last movie somebody watched, the Barbie movie. That's complete as well. 13 days ago, Otter wanted somebody to clap their hands. Probably did that. Shiksu said thanks for casting 13 days ago. Mark Tuning, thank you for casting. Benito Burrito said somebody was legendary. 33 minutes ago, Kev gave me some greetings. That was nice. Burrito wanted me to have a glass of water. Clap my hands. Potter forgot. Okay, you can have a... There you go. Clap. Glass of water, glass of water, glass of water. There you go. All the requests completed. Well, I guess I probably should have done predictions, really, but I'll leave that to the mods. Still no lobby. Game number 2, though, that's going to be on Canberra? Yeah, Canberra. Weird map. It's Regicide this time, so another game where somebody can be knocked out if one thing dies. Makes for some aggro. Also means that games tend to not last too long. High restarts. Wrong lobby settings, says Seru. I think that was from the last game. Seru hosts this time. Happens. Well, I mean, it's a good matchup so far, like all things considered. I think there was great moments for both teams, but I do think that it looks like Empyrean knew how to play that map a little bit better, which is interesting because Seru said that he did not like playing Chaos Pit, but it didn't feel like that at all. I mean, from his pocket position, he took a really good advantage in that game and carried them through to the victory, which they easily could have lost with how kind of successful that castle drop had been. So maybe Seru will become a convert. Maybe he will no longer fear to play Chaos Pit. I doubt it though. What is going on with this camera? What are you doing, mate? Why are you doing this? Like, why are you cutting off here? Weird. Like, don't cut off there. Yeah. That's a bit better. I don't know. How you doing, Jess? Have you given up on your review? No. Finished it. You just went, it was shit. Worst play ever. No? It was good. Top 10 of all time, yeah. Top 5 of this year. Maybe. Okay. Okay, lobby is live. Regicide. All 6 players in the lobby. Just waiting for it to kick off now. And this could potentially be the last game in the tournament for Peripatetikos. Yeah. Again, easy for me to say. Don't you just hate when people's names are in their native tongue and not in my native tongue, Jess? Yeah, no, I agree. She's just there saying really racist things. Just horrific racist things. No, she's not. Not like nice Empyrean with an easy name to say. I mean, the worst one is Nibble. getting ranted at. It's not Greek. It's quite Roman, maybe like Empyrean, but that's also, you know, that's the links to Latin, which I would say a cornerstone of a certain selection of the English language. So colonised it, mate. It's look, they might have started it, but I watched Al Murray, Pub Landlord, and he told me personally. He said, Jess, he said that Britain has beaten everybody at war ever, and so you name a people, and then he finds a time that we won. So yeah, it's a great video. If you want to feel, I wouldn't call it national pride, but nationalistic tendencies, you can watch that one and start waving your little EDL flag. Not that Al Murray, Pub Landlord, is in any way EDL. He's a satirical comic. Quite funny, actually. I quite like him. But you know, that's because he's British, and you know, got oi 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 oi, let's peeing in the street. That's what we do, right? As lads, Jess, we just go peeing in the street. Yeah. I can't believe they've not started the game. I'm having to waffle about peeing in the street. This is their fault. I'm blaming Blue Star for me talking about peeing in the street. It's not even against Twitch terms of service. It's probably against Twitch terms of service to pee in the street on stream. But I don't think it's against Twitch terms of service to have peed in the street. No comment. I'm not dobbing myself in. I'm not. You're saying you've never peed in the street. I don't believe you for a second. You're filth. Oh, yes, Big Cat was allowed in the room because she's not an arsehole. Moxie had the big zoomies, so she was locked outside because she knocked over everything. Still waiting. Somebody must, like, it wasn't even that long of a game one. They just want me to be here until 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. I'm hoping for not a swift game 2, obviously, because I want the best possible matches, certainly for the semi-finals. But I'm not going to lie, I do hope Empyrean wins, so it doesn't go to a game 3, so I can go to bed. That's just what I want. I mean, you know, add in there, I very much like Blue Star and Seru and Kev the Swee. You know, big fans of those guys. Not that I don't like Portalis, Accurate Grind and Nibble, but their team name is harder to say. I'm just throwing that out there. Their team name is harder to say. But whoever it is that has gone off and decided to take a 10-minute poop between games. Choosing our ban. We ban Bohemians. Okay. Cool. Oh, the other exciting thing is the low ELO Co-op Cup, and the open ELO Co-op Cup is starting pretty soon. That's not through Hermetica Clan, that's through the Co-op Cup Discord. That's a very exciting tournament for people who are, well, low ELO. Or for the open ELO bracket, there's some pretty belting players hidden away in that one as well. Like, who have we got signed up for that? Open ELO sign-ups. MT Explore and a guy called Carl. Jaw-dropping Chris and David Sierra. Any really interesting good players? No. Not finding any 2K pluses particularly. Tusky Reaver and Young Panda, that's for the GM lot. Noob Squad, Pete and Daisy. That's actually a quietly strong team. Pete's brilliant. Joey the Bonkerer in there. Emu Warrior, there we go. That's a proper 2K in there. Emu Warrior and Super Seaweed. Happy the Andy. And Huggy G. Anybody who does tournaments should know who Huggy G is. That should be a pretty solid team. They're pretty even in rating. Banstanak and Yakzai. Bans is an 1800, so pretty good. So it should be relatively balanced. I think there's 2 teams in there, maybe 3 teams in there that kind of look like they'll be able to have a really good shot at winning, actually. Co-op Cup is particularly interesting, though, because it's a co-op tournament, you know? It's not just like a 2v2. It's co-op. So they're all controlling one Civ, which I think is, well, it's very interesting to watch, because you can see one teammate who might not necessarily be the best at helping the other teammate out and just mucks up the the whole build. Very funny when that happens. Right, the game has begun. Let's get in. Failed to start. No, don't do that to me. Let me start. This will be on Canberra. And there we go. Into the game. Oh, and it's not a best of 5. Oh, me, I can't. I couldn't. Oh, I'd die. Okay. Shush. Shush. We have games to be watching. Hello and welcome to Game 2 in the semi-finals of the red bracket between Empyrean and Peripatetikos, which is easy for me to say. We have Kev the Sweet here in the orange playing as the Vietnamese. Interesting pick. We have Seru playing as the Huns. Another interesting pick. And then we have SMV Blue Star playing as the Italians. A normal pick. Facing up against that, we have Accurate Grind playing in blue, playing as the Britons. A relatively normal pick for a flank on this map. We have Nibble as the Berbers. Lots of knights. Ability to go camels. Berbers fine. I guess we could even have camel archers out there as well. Perfectly reasonable. And then Spanish for Patalis. I love the Spanish on this map. I think they can be really, really threatening. Because all it takes is going for your trad fast castle. You start off with a castle already, so you can start pumping out your conks really early. You also don't need to do your transition to stone. It's pretty hard to raid you because you have a castle. So all in all, the conch play can be pretty darn effective. In the centre of Canberra, there is a single fish that has over 30,000 food in it, which is definitely worth getting. But when everybody fights for it, it means that the value that you can get for that fish tends to be relatively low. We see people trying to go for fires, but I just don't think fires are worth it, really. Other than like getting 2 out to try and kill the fish, just because demos die so quick. What do you mean the British man said in it? No in it's come out of my mouth, innit? Okay, maybe it did. It's strange. I guess you won't be coming across too many British streamers at this time of the day for you guys, because we should all be quite comfortably wrapped up in bed. It's where I should be. It's where I'd like to be. But alas, these guys could only play this set at 11 o'clock at night for me. But there we go. We grit our teeth. We bear it. And hopefully it means that we'll get a good set. It's really been very, very tough for a lot of these teams to schedule for this tournament. The players are from all over the place. We have India, Canada, we got Sweden. So it's a proper large spread. Let's say Feudal Age on the way in for Kev. Well, in already for Kev and Nibble, who should be throwing out their fires already. Mortalis landing in next, and it should be a water win for the Peripatetikos. Well, I mean, he's the only one. He's the resident Swede, you know? I just think that he's extra special and to be looked after and supported and cared for. He deals best with the cold temps. Seru deals best with pulling all of his fish back to his castle to keep them alive for a little bit. There is even some shorefish that we could take when we were throwing down a new dock. Fire galley coming in. Will it die to the castle? Yes. No. Stops just at the edge. But the overall control is comfortably there for the Perry team. SMV Blue Star not confident that he's not going to die very quick, and so already pulled his king into his allies' TC. Market Blacksmith down for Seru, who's going for that. I would imagine Knight play himself, but it's weird for Huns. Huns is a very odd pick for me on this map. I mean, they're pretty decent at hybrid play, but, like, is it the one? I don't know. Blue Star landing in Feudal Age as everybody else is pretty much looking to click up, which is unfortunate. I think it's worth him throwing a demo out, though. Kev really needs a bit of support. There's so much fish here that could be eviscerated, like one demo right in the middle. Market Blacksmith for Blue Star. I will say, Kev, again, considering Blue Star has the lowest rating on this team, Kev has not had a great time of constantly keeping build production, like at all. Coming up to, well, over 2 minutes of TC idle time. The only person close is Nibble, who also hasn't necessarily had the smoothest of times, but Nibble has at least had some fishing eco to help balance this out. I don't want to see fires, I do want to see demos. Look at that, such a huge amount of fish for Patalis, which is going to be massive for Patalis's click up eco. Only just getting the mill now. He probably would have wanted to be up much earlier than this. Blue Star's up, Seru landing in Castle Age, nice and early, but Seru doesn't really have anything. Like at all. Accurate grind, first up on his team. Goes for a second TC. outpost down at the front, which I love to see. Just means that he knows sort of what's coming this way. Outposts also out in the middle. Just still no demos. Letting this fishing eco go free. It's a bit too messy though. Like, you could probably take some of these and put them on fish traps, I guess. Like, this is inefficient, let's say. Third TC down for accurate grind. You're going straight for barracks, and I imagine going to try and get some knights out for Nibble as soon as he is clicked up, which shouldn't be too far off. Loom on the way, and then it should be an up for Nibble as well. But this means that we are going to have 2 players in Castle Age, and Portalis only just on the way up now. University for the Italians. Is Blue Star just doing the world's weirdest fast imp? Maybe. I mean, it's a choice. How effective can it be? I mean, Italians can struggle, I would say, against the Britons. Just with the range of those longbows. And I like the comp. I like the team comp quite a bit more for the Peri team. But if they fall too far behind, it can definitely be punishing. It is a weird fast imp. Okay, Blue Star. Mr. 900 Elo, he's been cooking something up. Something a little bit special. He's got the food eco. Got barracks on the way down. I mean, he's got a castle up. He's starting to pump out some Genoese crossbows. No military units being made by accurate grind. He's just going for the boom. So are we going to try and go for Genoese crossbows and cannons? No archery range, so it's probably going to be hand cannons then. Not the strongest choice up against the Britons, but I mean, imp is imp, right? Interesting play for a lower rated player. So, you know, there's been some thought and practice gone into this. Nibble, hitting Castle Age, Bloodlines on the way in. Only the one stable. Portalis. I mean, just having this middle has been actually huge for their eco. Kev. What is Kev doing? He's going for a castle drop against the Spanish.
See?
Tends not to be the most recommended of plays. But I guess we could put the castle like there. But it can't go here. Oh, there's a gap. That's so funny because you can't build on this terrain, right? But there's just enough of a space in between the trees. That's actually pretty funny. And now, because of the houses, the conks would have to come through here unless he deleted the houses and the walls in a different spot. Which actually... oh god. It's spotted. He saw it. Can he deny? The crossbows are here. But he should just be able to focus the crossbows out. This is going to be costly, right? This is going to be costly. It's fully denied. The conks they conk. The conks conk. Oh. Yeah. This is sort of what I was saying, that you tend not to really want to castle drop the Spanish when they've got a castle already, because the conks are like the ultimate castle deniers. And now that castle's never getting up, and because it's not defensive, we can't take our gold, we can't take our stone, and Kev the Sweet is now up shit creek without a paddle. Oh Kev. Oh Kev. Oh god, and these vills are going to get spotted on their way out. Oh god, it's an absolute massacre. There's more. Oh god, Kev, no! all at the same time. There's a bit of pressure going on over here, but nothing hitting Blue Star, so it's just... Oh, it's an exercise in futility. There's nowhere for Kev to go. He's just being absolutely punished. Down at 21 villagers. Oh dear. I will send 3 and start praying to our Lord and Saviour. Yeah. Well. Ooh, look at that. We're going to try and get some conversions in. I mean, Seru is going to have to, again, play the carry cut. That was a super fast conversion. And look at the react. Portalis is like, nope. I ain't giving that away. I'm going to delete them as quick as possible. He was not mucking about. Imp on the way in for Portalis. Imp also on the way in for accurate grind. Blue Star has not managed to get a significant advantage at all with his Imp click up. And in fact, he went for Genoese crossbows Trebs. So didn't even go for bombards. Oh dear. It's not the Imp TC. But it does die quick. We have... Where is his king? Oh, it's hidden. Okay, his king is in Nibble's base. Good little bit of damage here. But at the same time, Imp is landing in over here. The castle was removed. We've got 25 vills, and there's going to have to be something really magical. Like, accurate grind is going to have to die, right? Like, completely. And Seru's going to have to carry for this game to be winnable. But with only 26 vills and everybody else hitting Imp, and that's never going to happen for Kev in this position. Especially with the Italians prepping to push straight through his base. I think what I'd like to see happen here, I guess, is some preemptive stonewalling. And prep the fact that you're going to be pushed back. I think he's going to need it. Trying everything that we can to keep the castle up. It's only 2 trebs though, so this can be repaired sort of indefinitely. And we're getting up to a longbow mass. Longbows are better than Genoese crossbows. 3 trebs though. Knights coming forward are not the biggest threat to the Genbos. Not if they're in low numbers. Husbandry on the way in. We're prepping fletching for Nibble. So, is he going for camel archers? Is he going for genitors? He is going for genitors. Okay. There's a world for genitors. I don't think they do well enough against the Genoese crossbows, though. I think Genbos are still the bonus damage, even though they're like skirms on horseback. I don't know if the bonus damage is enough. Longbow. And some scouts. But, I mean, we should still be fine. Chemistry just finishing. Get extra pierce armor. We're trying to surround. Castle goes down. But we're just pulling back. I don't love the pullback, I have to say. But we are being we're forced back. We're forced back, and it's the pure military numbers. There's no support from Seru over this side because Seru's having to put an awful lot of focus over here. Is there something that we can do with a crossbow mass? I'm not sure. Ballistics in. And we're just going for light cav, knights. Where is Seru going to support? He's prepping Tarkans. Tarkans have some good stuff here. Knights, less good stuff. Oh, you need to sort of engage them because they have the range. But now, Blue Star 2v1 as a 900 rated player. Cavalier, light cav, plate barding armor all on the way into Seru as both of his teammates are sort of in dire straits. Yeah, they're in that slightly disappointing 90s band. Stone walls. They don't come up fast enough. Camels and Genitors are in. Longbows taking every engagement that they can. And I have to say, this is definitely going to a game 3. Empyrean do not have a single chef in this kitchen. The closest thing they have is a line cook. And he has a line of stables. But they are not pumping out not nearly enough or arriving in swift enough of a time to swing this back in favour. 30 Vils and 38 to 79, 93 and 102. For sure. It would be, I think, a massive, massive throw if this manages to go, to be ended in 2 games. Especially with the castle coming up for Patalis, putting some extra pressure on Kev the Sweet, who, hey, he's got 30 Vils considering he was down at like 20. 30's not the worst thing in the world, but the raids are in. With this castle coming up, his eco needed to have ran out of here ages ago and just been rebuilt down here. Like that's the thing. I guess Seru is trying to count on the fact that if he rushes in, Tarkans do have the bonus damage, and two of the kings are together. This has been an incredibly effective dock by blocking the path in to their back area. Tarkans are spotted though. Is there a response? King is in the castle. Is he gonna run? Tarkans shred buildings incredibly fast. Like, incredibly fast. It needs to be a full surround on this castle though. Oh, there's a bit of lag. Is it enough? Is it enough for the snipe? We need to have a unit over here for when it inevitably pops out. We need to be looking for that king. He's going to pop out over here. He doesn't. He pops out over here and he runs down to the south. He's on his way out. Can they interrupt? If they kill Patalis out, this might swing it back. Oh god! 1 hit, 2 hit. The king is fast. He can hop into the TC to stay alive. Has he even noticed? I don't think he's noticed. Has Seru... No, they dive into the TC. But it's only temporary savings. They're having to dive over. The Tarkans shred buildings so fast. Camels are in. There's the king. There's the king. The king goes down! Seru gets the snipe on Portalis. Well done, Seru. That was absolutely massive. Oh my god. That... Seru. This guy putting his team on his shoulders. Oh god, there's so much lag. I wonder why. Now, this means that they can turn full focus on trying to get rid of accurate grind. With regaining Kev's base. Oh god, I said they needed to do something magical. I genuinely think they've done it. I think they've done something very, very special. They know that they've done enough damage to Kev. They know that they've done enough damage to Blue Star. Like, there is still a world where they could take this, but the most threatening player was Patalis. What he was starting to cook up was incredibly threatening. I think they do need to take out this dock. We can't even prep any demos. This lag is killing me. This lag is killing me. Okay. Getting back onto land. There is a chance for the 2-0. Oh my god. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? And it's just snipe attempts on top of snipe attempts as the Tarkans get let in again. Unfortunately, Tarkans don't fare super well against camels. So this, I mean, this attempt is moot. Like, this ain't going anywhere. But the threat of it is there. Oh, maybe if all of them had been together, there would have been a world. Oh, and they get let in. Oh, they got let in. Oh no. Oh no. I think it's fine though. I think we don't manage to kill them. They pop out, trying to do everything. Woo. Skin of their teeth. Seru, he's hungry for those kills. Nibble has a huge army though, like an absolutely huge army. And over on this side, Accurate Grind is going to wipe out everything that Blue Star has. Blue Star has no reaction to it either. This is not over for Team Perry. This is not over at all. They've gone, okay, you've killed Portalis, but if we kill Blue Star and get into the very exposed eco of Seru, there's still a window. I think they've still got it. I think they've still got it. Camel Archery, I think it's down to the military. We need some demos. That's what we need. Not drum-ons, demos. And I would love if this would be a little less laggy. Okay, castle goes down. We're starting to try and get some support over this side, but Halb and Longbow is going to be something particularly tough for these guys to deal with. I mean, if I have to swap over to regular Age of Empires, I will. And are we now out of gold? Yes. Seru out of gold. There is more gold over in Kev's base. Took a small break to go to the bathroom, was reading the Hermetica AoE comments. Now I think Seru's team could pull this off if they have the right plan. She's super close though. Well, it's like if Kev manages to get an eco again, if Blue Star is okay, because at the moment the eco and military mass is actually still favouring, even though it's 3v2, is still favouring Nibble and Accurate Grind. Their scores are high. Drummond's are out. He's like, Kev, get your king in here. Get your king in there. Right, defensive castle's up. And most of the Halbs are gone, so all of these longbows are vulnerable, but it's just Hussar. Hussar, the castle is up as well. Treb, doing Treb things. And we're just trying to throw Condottieri in there as well. Condos, I mean, they don't have any pierce armor at all on them. So, it's not the one for me. I don't think condos are the answer. Over on this side, at least. I don't think they're the answer over on this side either. But it's definitely going to take a special play from Seru. And I don't think they're going to leave themselves quite so vulnerable to the same kind of play that they almost died to mere moments ago. Do we think that Kev is going to be able to get himself in a position to join in? Kev doesn't have a TC, does he? No. No TC for Kev. So while he's not getting TC idle time, he's got no TC. He's got no nothing. His military is being mopped up. I mean, I do think that the not having a TC is a mistake. it is definitely Seru playing 1v2. Both Kev and Blue Star are not even in a position to even think about helping, especially with Kev being about as dead as a dead thing could be. Seru is taking this gold here, and this should probably be the only access to gold that Seru has. I am not convinced, even with this being 3v2, I'm not convinced, because I don't think it's actually 3v2. I think it's 1v2. I think it's Seru playing 1v2. There's no snipe attempt even possible now up to the north. And the surround is in. Genitors have actually done some really good work. These Genitors have killed 52 units. That's pretty insane. We've managed to pull some villagers away, so we're not completely dead, but I think that's sort of it. Blue Star doing a bit of damage. I guess we could go in. We could try and do like a landing snipe, especially if we're starting to take out stuff inside the base. But it's like everything is just trying to hold. One of the things that is interesting about Regicide is that, like Seru did, it doesn't matter if you're falling behind, you don't throw your king forward, even though the game's over. You don't throw your king forward and die uselessly when you can go for an attempt. You should always go for an attempt. It's worth it, and I think it's the kind of respect that you give your team. Absolutely, Nibble has this. His army's good. Bear in mind that all they need is some siege. If they had some way of getting down this castle, there's 3 kings in it. Right there. Oh, it feels fucking loud. Jesus Christ. Oh, mod. I need a mod. I need a mod. Ban. Get out of here. Easy. Well, the Halb defense has sort of worked out for now, but Nibble is now right on top of Seru. There doesn't seem to be a response. We've started to market trade, but incredibly inefficiently. And I'm not sure why. Where's the market? There's the market. So why is it looping all the way through the middle, leaving us completely exposed? More eco units trying to traipse their way over. Castle coming up right in the midst as well. It's just seeing if they can give a bit of a window in to start to do some damage of their own. I love the resilience. I like that they've not given up. I like that they've tried to drag themselves into a position. I hate that Kev still does not have a TC. Like, somebody give him some res for a TC, please. Because Kev will never be back into the game. Like, at all. Oh, Accurate Grind moved their king forward. The cannons are going to die to land military. That's unfortunate. But the push is just too strong. GG, well played. Genuinely beautiful from Seru, who's like done amazingly in both games so far, right? Like Seru has been awesome. But I'm not convinced it's enough on their own. Accurate Grind and Nibble just continuing their push through. I think the fact that Accurate Grind has got up to the mass of elite longbows, he's got all of the upgrades that he could possibly need, except Except Accurate Grind has forgotten quite important tech. He's going for the ACCM strategy of no ballistics. Ballistics tends to be seen as a relatively important upgrade for archers. If not the most important upgrade. So, I mean, that would definitely be a nice thing for Accurate Grind to have. Castle should go up eventually when the Vils finally make their way over. We've lost more of these longbows than we should have done. The Hussar have done good work, but there's just no support there, and we've lost the entire eco again, and it's just down to Seru's just everything. We're down at 15 Vils, and 11 of them are here. I don't even know where the other ones are. Are they maybe chopping wood somewhere? Like, where are you, villagers? Where? Says they're here. I don't think they are. It's like, where are there more Vils other than here? Like, there's the 12 Vils there. Oh, there's one Vil hidden down there. And that's sort of it. Again, Seru trying to put everybody on their shoulders, though. Has a pop capped, and it's just pretty much pure halb. Has some Tarkans, so probably will try and do another snipe attempt. And we are sort of vulnerable to it. And Castle went down. Tarkans raiding into Accurate Grind. Getting some Vil pick-offs, but I don't think that will be enough. I have to say, we have sort of killed quite a lot of their stuff. Both kings hopped into the back TC, so they are vulnerable. Like right now, the Tarkans could get in. The Tarkans could get in, and they are keeping an eye out. They're going to see if they can find something. And the military should be there to deal with it. Ooh, I mean, they're so scary, and while they're away looking, can something be done? Down at 66 Vils and 76 Vils, so actually Blue Star not too far away from having a similar Vil count now after the damage. But the reboom is so much easier for these guys, they have the space. Ooh, I mean, it's vulnerable. If only there was another army that wasn't halbs. That wasn't halbs trying to go for it. But Sarah's like, I'm going to try and do everything I can. But can the everything that you can be more effective than the huge 112 military that should be rolling in from Nibble right now? I mean, the TC finally comes up, I guess. But it's immediately going to go down as the fledgling eco is spotted. I think Kev the Swede just went AFK. He thought the game was over already. Oh god. Is there a window? They know that there's a potential. They know there's a potential. They're just trying to find where. But there's some vulnerabilities. Like, we can definitely get in, potentially. Oh, look. All of those Vils died. We might actually just end up being defeated. The only unit left will be the king. For Kev the Swede. I mean, I guess he's got 30 military. He's only got one Vil. She's there. And the military should just be coming home. They'll probably call GG with the military gone, to be honest. I mean, they managed to do some good damage. Seru's definitely giving it everything that they could. Right, like, you've 100% got to respect what Seru has thrown into this game. Incredibly impressive stuff. I think if there had been one player who still had something, then I genuinely think that with Seru's snipe and the way that they've played this game, they would have had it. But I just don't. I don't think there's a win condition now. I mean, there was. The win condition was that the Tarkans got in and raided again, but the military is here. There's just no way. We're walled up, relatively safe. We've got military hitting from both sides. Our economy is messy and we're out of gold. We don't even have the pop space to trade, really. Kev's gone home. He's gone and he's having a cup of tea or something. Seru's doing everything, rebooming. Kev's like, I'm just gonna micro my last 11 units. Oh, Kev. Oh, Kev. And again, we swing round. We got halbs. We just do not want to give in for love nor money, but it's just like we've got trade. We've got another castle coming up. It's so over. It's literally a matter of time. That's all it is. You can't win when you've just not got up to the Vil count or military count, and you've not got trade, you've not got position, and you've not got res. Not even got relics. I'm going to try and get the relics. But again, I don't think this is the one. This one should be GG'd, and we should be going to the third game. So it doesn't end up being 3 o'clock in the morning. Tarkin will eventually take out the trade. I mean, that's something. Poor Accurate Grind is like, why can't I kill Seru? Nibble is like, why can't I kill Seru? It's like, I'm gonna grab these relics. There's the king. There's the 2 kings. What's funny is Seru's actually moved their king out of the way, but Blue Star and Kev, no, they've stayed at the front. I have to say, like, we should be trying. Like, you don't destroy the castle before you can force the. You know? Because you're trying to kill kings, right? We're trying to kill kings, so you don't destroy the castle before you've got your units near the castle. Yeah, it is 3v2, but the 2 are winning. But it's not 3v2, it's 1v2, because Blue Star and Kev have nothing. Kev literally has 1 villager, who is... I don't even know where the 1 bill's gone. Oh, here. She's weaseled her way over here, and this is all Kev has until the game ends. We've got a king for Blue Star in there, and a king over here, and... Well, I say Blue Star has at least been throwing some skirms in the mix to back up Seru a little bit, but, you know, there's still... I'm just like, why are we not pushing at the same time? It's like we're doing like chip damage over here. And it's like, but you've got this army. You should be pushing this side. Look, there's a king here. Kev, do you think Kev's gonna do a particular player's style of scanning? Oh, Kevin's like, oh god, no, I've only got one unit to control. It's this king. No, he does try and keep it alive. He missed the king. Well, if you take aim at the king, you better not miss. And I think that they are finally taking aim at Seru's king. Do you wanna focus on the king? The one that's running away? No? Just gonna let the king run out of there, are we? We're just gonna do that. GG. Seru had to hand that to them. Genuinely brilliant play, though. You know, to have even got the kill on Patalis is just... Poor Patalis. He had to sit there for that whole game after Seru did that. Ah, brilliant. Truly wonderful things there. I imagine that they'll probably take a hot break after that, which is tragic for me, but not tragic for the game. It's been pretty good so far. That was probably one of the better Canberras we've seen. Great moment for the Patalis snipe. And then I have to say the defense for Nibble was really good. To stop Seru getting that kill as well on both of their kings. Even when they popped out of the castle, they were so close, but there just wasn't enough units there. Oh, pure excitement. Pure excitement. Well, we'll make that 1-1. And we'll whack some tunage on. We'll have Guillaume shorts. Yeah, there you go. Guillaume shorts. It is 25-1 for me. Thankfully, Jess is writing a review, so it's not the end of the world that the set is still going on, because she's writing a review. Otherwise, this would be the end of the world. She'd be laying there going, "Why won't he shut up about Age of Empires? Oh my god!" Trying to sleep. I'd have to, you know what? I'd have to swap over to the ASMR mic. That's what it'd be. I'd have to do the whole cast like this. Oh my god! They're going for the castle snipe. Oh my gosh! This is really exciting. But then, like, we couldn't. We'd have to do the entire thing in whispers. Oh, it's amazing! I'm losing my mind. Oh, in it. Is this really quiet, Jess? Is it not disturbing you at all? Great. We're here for our viewers, especially Benito Burrito. I completely agree. And to be honest, every morning when I wake up, I think I've woken up for Benito Burrito. He's a real hero. He definitely, you know, in his last Canberra match, he was prepped to take this to the long game, just like this one. He's a true hero and a legend. Oh, by the way, did your microphone arrive? I haven't checked. I haven't checked to see. I know it was dispatched. Did your microphone arrive? Is it there? Let me know. Because, you know, we're trying we're trying to upgrade Hypnosis setup. I want him to start sounding real crisp. Hopefully even better than I do with my slightly creepy mic. Oh my gosh, no, don't worry, as long as it arrived, that's the thing, like, yeah, like, I'm not surprised. Very long day. Okay, we have a lobby. Oh my word, what are they going to go for? I guess I should check. Game 3 will be King of the Hill, Victory Standard, Anatolia Grand Barra, free pick, no repeat, including civs previously chosen by team players, no bans. So, oh boy, it gets exciting. I will try a stream tomorrow on my Twitch channel. Nice. I look forward to it. We need to make sure there are not holes or one-wood tiles in case of the restart. Okay, we'll look out. We'll look out for the holes. Right, all 6 players are at least in the lobby. To be honest, Blue Star did much better in that than I expected him to. Certainly facing up against Accurate Grind, who has nearly 300 elo on him, right? Like, that's a lot. When have you ever beaten somebody that has 300 elo above you in a 1v1? That barely ever happens. Maybe once in a blue moon in a tournament, if you've got somebody who is like phenomenal, like a Lajashek, who comes out of nowhere and then performs way above his rating, especially if sometimes he drops down to like 1900 and then we'll be able to fight evenly in tournament settings with somebody who's like 2k1, 2k2. Like, other than that, that doesn't happen unless somebody's smurfing. So really cool for Blue Star to have done as well as he did actually in that last match. So hopefully he keeps the form up. Oh no, I was supposed to give them the updated score. Because it's 1-1, mate. It's 1-1. Just so everybody knows. They're still not in game yet. We are keeping an eye on it though. Hey, I mean, I'm just here having a drink at midnight and watching my favourite video game. Yeah, it is my favourite video game. Yeah, I mean, I love watching Counter-Strike. I'm a huge Counter-Strike watching nerd, but I don't play it. But casting Age of Empires. Oh boy, hell yeah. Maybe one day I'll get round to doing some casting of some Counter-Strike. If there was something interesting. There's the occasional like GB Counter-Strike things that might be interesting to start having a watch and a cast of at some point. We'll see, especially because they do a bundle of the events in Birmingham, actually, which is where I live. So, and I've never been, and I'm super into it. Like, I watch probably as much, if not more, Counter-Strike these days than I do Age of Empires, because I don't really watch a lot of Age of Empires outside of casting it, because I'd rather be casting it, because I like that. It's good fun. You crack open a can, you have a drink, you watch some fun games, and it's just good. But I don't have the same enjoyment of just like watching somebody stream. I enjoy it if it's a tournament, and I don't mind if I'm not casting a tournament and I'm following the tournament. Certainly for the big ones. Who isn't into that? But Counter-Strike's easier to watch because it's just one person clicks on another person and then they die. And then if all 6 die, then that's it, the round's over. So it's very, very easy to understand. Like, you can put somebody who's never watched esports in front of Counter-Strike, and after they've watched it for like 10 minutes, they'll understand what's going on. You can't do that with Age of Empires, which I like, because it makes me feel special when I understand what's going on. But for like ease of access to the scene, Age of Empires is much harder, much harder for the general public, for people who aren't super into our nerdy esport to get into. And I don't think there's a way to fix that. And I don't think it should be fixed, or that they should even try. I think this is the most accessible the game has ever been. And even with that, it might be starting to get maybe a little bit too accessible, you know? Because I like the idea that you have to invest some time to start being competitive at Age of Empires. And there's plenty of tournaments out there that are all about failed to download match content, no, that are all about giving people access to tournaments and learning how to play tournaments, which is awesome. Like training grounds, like the Battle of the Backseat, like so many other wonderful tournaments that we've done, Enigma Cup, and that grassroots thing is something that no real other esports I've ever seen do, or get even close to doing with the regularity that Age of Empires does. So basically, we're the best. Speaking of the best, shall we watch some more of the best? The best remaining in this level of the tournament. We have Empyrean versus Peripatetikos. And I will click us over to each, and we will check for wood. We will check for wood. We're on the wood look. Let me swap over to the real mic. Okay, we're back on this one. Even if it's a bit quieter for you. Okay, we're looking. I mean, there's wood. They can get through it. There's 3-ish tiles. 2 tiles. There's 2 tiles. There's 2 tiles. I don't see any 1 tiles. Not yet. 2 tiles here, so they could have got through. Yeah, 2 tiles. They picked an awkward location to try and go through there. Picked a very awkward location to try and go through. They decided to go through where it's thickest. Especially when it's 2 tiles here. 2 tiles here, and they've decided to go through the only area where it's 3 or 4 tiles long. Oy. Okay, well, Bloom on the way in, and if we have a look at our Civ selections, so we have Accurate Grind here in the blue playing as the Burgundians. Then we have their teammate Nibble, this time in the pocket, playing as the best Civ in the game, the Malians. We have Portalis, who died. Nibble's not the Malians. Nibble is the Byzantines. The Malians are the best Civ in the game, being played by Portalis, who got knocked out super early in the last game. Was just starting to cook on gas, and then no. Seru denied it and came in murdering. We have Blue Star for Empyrean in the red. Wouldn't it be nice if they were blue? But alas, we're not so lucky. We have Blue Star is playing as the Teutons in flank. We have Seru, who is really the MVP of the whole series. Really, I'd say it's been so impressive as the Celts. And we have Kev the Swee playing as the Khmer. Kev, who has been struggling so much with the idea of keeping that TC pumping out Vils constantly. I think it's been genuinely the team's weakness. Kev has sort of come across as being, if anything, the weaker player on the team than even Blue Star. Just because of the amount of idle time. I'm saying that, but Blue Star's at 45 seconds of TC idle time, so it's all moot. It's both Kev and Blue Star struggling to pump out villagers and going for just the hugest diagonal walls that I have ever seen. Top tips. Don't do this. This bad. And the reason that this is bad is because it's so far away from your TC, the amount of investment that you're putting in here, you might as well just put one outpost down, because the only thing this is doing is being an early warning system that an attack is on the way. Right? Because you're never going to be able to wall behind it all the way over here when your eco is all the way over here. This is a waste of time and resources. Those walls need to be closer or to be further forward so you're investing less. Diagonal walls are also worse because unlike when it's flat, like here, you can get like 2, maybe 3 units that will attack it at once. Not so bad. As soon as it's diagonal, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units around it, or more if they stack up properly. And instead of being able to put one house behind it to like block it off, you have to put minimum of either 2 houses to block it off or 2 pieces of additional wall. So it's harder to defend, they get through quicker. Diagonal walls are to be avoided, and certainly to be avoided long. Because there's no advantage. You're never going to be able to defend this properly. So it's a bit of a waste of resources. Though we are in on the monument nice and early. Hypnos, this one doesn't give a trickle of resources to the team, does it? It's just monument control. Seru. Okay, Seru. It's going, okay, we'll wall it up. We'll wall up the middle. Say we went through for an awkward chop through for Patalis. This was the weakness of the Peri team. The weakness was their inability to prep chopping through. So still not actually cut through to the middle, while Seru, Kev the Swee and Blue Star at least have Seru, who went through like a hungry beaver. Kev the Swee, hungry beaver. Barracks coming up in the midst. It's probably worth going to scout out the front, because again, you could put stone walls where they're chopping through, make it really hard for them to access the middle. Right? If you cut through and your opponent hasn't chopped through, you can just stop their chop through, or make them have to actually invest quite a lot into getting out, which might give you enough time to get through. Vil comes forward, finds some walls. Vil go back. Okay, I mean, I like that we're double walling across here. That's better. And I imagine Blue Star just doesn't want to die this time. Blue Star just wants to stay alive as long as possible, which, you know, is fair and valid, and I understand and respect. We're going to be here for a while, though, because nobody's going to give up this game until they are close, either close to the end of the monument going down. I do think that there is a world, hear me out, that you try and rush down accurate grind. Like, I think there is a universe where that's a thing. I also think that there's a universe, and it's probably an alternate one, where Kev actually makes villagers. It's not this universe, so it's got to be an alternate universe. But like, I hope it happens one day. Usually the first who gets there wins. I don't know if that will be the case this time. Honestly, if I'm looking at the general play of these two teams, I think Nibble, Accurate and Patalis have seemed stronger. I think Seru is amazing and is obviously putting her team on the shoulders to take them through to the win. I think Kev's inability to keep a consistent eco running is a huge detriment to the team. Like, Accurate Grind has like no idle time compared to that. We've got 2 players on the way to Castle Age. Nibble is prepping sword play, which is fascinating. Byzantine longswords is not something that I would have had on my bingo card. But I guess we see quite how many spears are out and how successful Seru was at going for like a pike halb defense. So actually countering everything that Seru was doing by going for Byzantine longswords, that might be a thing. I tend not to be a huge fan of like the Byzantine like man-at-arm line play because they lack the last upgrade, so they just don't have the damage output, so they're not as good at taking out buildings as well. Like it matters. There we go. Castle Age in for Seru. What does Seru do? Throws down a castle. We have archers for Kev the Swee and some stables. Kev doesn't look like they're super likely to be clicking up to castle all that soon, but I hope to be proven wrong. Let's have a look at that. See if we can find that res. I don't know, Kev should be clicking up eventually. They've got too much on wood and need more farms down, especially as the Khmer, because it's their primary bonus. We've tried to do a little bit of damage, but we're blocked out already over here. There's no cut through, but we are vulnerable over here at the front for Nibble. And Patalis doesn't give a shit about fighting for the middle. Patalis is actually just going to go straight for Blue Star. And being in Castle Age, we could just be going for Gabetto, I guess. Like that. That could be a thing. Just for the Gabetto play. Blue Star, not on the way up. Kev, not on the way up. And 2 people in Castle Age, and soon to be 3 people in Castle Age versus Castle Feudal is not a matchup that I expect to bear a huge amount of fruit. Why are we just attacking a lumber camp? The Phils have decided to take the fight. They know that they've got the support, so the only thing we can do is sort of just run around and be a nuisance. There are some exposed Vils over here, or we could loop round and see if we could do a little bit of damage to Patalis. Okay, we've thrown down a stable, and we have Gabetto, and we're going to try and raid. Here we go. See, I think this is absolutely the right play. Castle Age on the way in for Kev. Castle Age on the way in for Blue Star, but Blue Star is going to struggle because the Gabetto are out, right? And you can't even tower really against them because the Gabetto dive underneath the tower. They stand there and they take out the tower in like 6 hits if there's enough of them. So it's a worry. It's a worry. Bit of booming going on from Seru. We're down to 392 years. But I'm not sold on it. I'm really not sold on it. I'm liking more and more the position of Accurate Grind, Patalis and Nibble. The Team Perry looking good. Gambeson's on the way in for Seru. So definitely investing into military. We've got a TC coming down in the middle. Doesn't look like the scouts have managed to do a fat lot to anybody particularly, but we are vulnerable. We are definitely vulnerable. University. Why university? Like, are we going for a... Are we trying to fast imp? I mean, there's a world for fast imp, especially if we're able to get Trebs out. Keep him pumping out those Gabetto. Castle Age lands. Are we just going to go immediately for a defensive castle? Blue Star has the stone for it. Is he going to delete these houses and throw down a castle right here? Or is he going to move his whole economy out to the middle? I mean, either way it's a thing, but look at the damage these Gabetto are doing. Hey, Rev Miracle. What is up? Well, I mean, I'll tell you what's up. It is the last game of the semi-finals of the Red League. Do I like this castle? No. No, I don't. Though, I think we've accidentally targeted the market instead. That's quite funny. And we've also lost the middle. Because we didn't actually have any units there. So, Accurate Grind and Nibble come forward. Patalis puts some pressure on Kev. And Seru isn't really in a position to do a lot here. This Castle Age Cavalier are definitely effective. The castle does come up, but we are now forced off stone. And I bet we don't have... I mean, we probably just need to grab as many vills as possible and just get a castle, like a TC down, like over here. You know? Because as it stands, we're not really contributing anything. Again, it's a bit of a repeat of the last game where Kev and Blue Star are just falling down to pressure and are not really able to add anything in, while Seru is having to play the game on their own. I guess the one thing that we can be feeling pretty chuffed about is the fact that because Seru doesn't have teammates quite at the same level as Nibble and Accurate Grind and Patalis, that it doesn't end up like a stomp. Because genuinely, I think if Seru had one more person who is able to punch it even close to the weight that they've been doing, I think they get to be a particularly scary team. This castle will come up. Monks are out. Will they get any conversions on the Gabetto? They get 2. They get 2. Castle goes up. And the reason for converting the Gabetto over like going for the other units is because the Gabetto were the only things that could potentially deny that castle. So again, Seru trying to put them in really good spots. Less good spots is Teutonic Knights. Not necessarily the play that I would expect to be that successful. Gabetto still being an absolute nuisance. Siege Workshops coming down. Who's likely to hit Imp first? Seru. Seru is likely to hit Imp first. Patalis has way too much wood. He's going to have to start selling it. Buying stone. Is that for TC expansion, or is that to try and throw down more castles? Looks like we've stopped the idea of aggression onto Blue Star. That's probably a good thing. Imp on the way in for Seru again. Playing the hard carry. Castle on the way in for Kev. More than castles, I would like vills. Kev's eco as the Khmer is just not there. If he manages to do some damage onto Accurate Grind, that'd be nice, but Accurate Grind has eco, so can afford to lose stuff. Going for the quick stone walls. Oh, yeah. Not actually receiving that much damage. Cavalier taking a fight up the hill, but they distract over here as the Cav and Light Cav dive in on the siege, which is the bigger threat. Now it's taking that fight downhill. Much better engagement for Accurate Grind. Kev does the sensible thing of not taking the fight, just pulling away. But yeah, solid defense from Accurate Grind again, who's shown he's perfectly comfortable here. Patalis goes for a castle to support his ally. However, we should be in a place to just pump out 3 trebs and kill both of these castles before they come up. One worry is that the ability of Gabettos to snipe trebs is high. The 10 plus 0, and they get bonus damage as well. Fast attack rate. Great at sniping trebs. Great at killing all siege, really. They're pretty vulnerable to siege onagers, but that's not really a concern just yet. Blue Star, chain barding armor. It's definitely what I'd like to see from the Teutons, is for them to have an economy to make knights, but to be honest, 40 villagers, not really a knight economy. 23 farms is good, but we are running out of gold in the base, and we have not expanded to second TCs for either Kev or Blue Star. So again, they're falling further and further behind, and I think Patalis is starting to get that expansion. We haven't even used the scouts in the back of the base. They've just fallen off. Starting to get a little bit of damage over here. We've got forging on the way in. Tusk swords for elephants. We're not going to have an elephant eco anytime soon, mate. Like, that's not... We've got ballista elephants, but, you know, we're making knights. Why are we getting tusk swords? There's no serious advantage here. Killing some of Patalis' gold bills, though. That's nice. That's a nice little grab. Good. I look forward to seeing your stream on your normal, not Hermetica clan account to see if it's good. I will say that it also has some software with it. I don't think you should use it tomorrow or until you start getting really comfortable with how your mic sounds. But you can make changes to the mic through the software to customize it to how your voice works and what fits you. Did we get any conversions there? Not really. Castle goes down, the pikes and halbs are in, and Seru doing okay, killing both of those castles. Absolutely beautiful. Seru, mate, do you think Seru has done enough? Maybe. I mean, we've got 3 castles in the center. We do have some backup from Kev, who is not dead. Patalis wasn't able to grab into the middle, and there was some great damage onto Patalis as well, who lost everything at the gold at the front. Which means that Patalis is pretty much even with Kev, but not Kev, with Blue Star. But my worry is that Kev isn't going to be adding a huge amount soon. Right? I am worried about Kev not being able to like match up when everybody else starts hitting Imp. There's 211 years left on the countdown. The hard end to the game. And can Seru put them in a position to hold this? We are up at over 100 villagers for Nibble, who is also in Imp. Imp on the way in for accurate grind. So, I mean, the thing is that we've got 46 on wood, which is, I would say, a little overkill. Wood ends up being an issue on this map, for sure. Like, there's not the most. And we're putting pressure on, getting rid of trebs. I like getting rid of castles that are going to be doing the treb production. Byzantine castles are harder to push, that is definitely for sure, because they have all of that extra HP. But look at this. Accurate grind, moving around, throwing down outposts. Seeing where they can cut them off. And Kev the Swede is... It's not the one. I think Kev needs a bit more focus from a teammate, giving them advice on what to do, and reminding them to expand that economy, because 38 villagers at 39 minutes in the game time is just not good enough for a semi-final. It might be okay with Seru doing everything that Seru is doing, more Gabetto being prepped, but like, this is not the military to defend from those Gabetto. The scouts do come in, and the scouts do finally... I don't think that was even deliberate. I think that the Vils just got close enough that they were seen, and now it finally reminds Kev that he actually has something here, so there is a little bit of damage. But again, I don't think it's enough to really change a huge amount. The thing that is changing is Seru throwing down everything that they can to just try and have some control of the middle. And it's numbers. It needs to be numbers now. We're in the dying moments of this. They need to keep things in the middle. They need to not allow their opponents to get too close. Oh, killing all of those monks would be nice. Killing all of those monks would be very nice, but you don't really want to be taking fights against Cavalier when you just have knights, especially when they're Cavalier that now have pretty much all of their upgrades. Blast Furnace on the way in as well. So this is where it starts getting tough, because Kev is not there. Paladin on the way in as well. Super accessible Paladin for the Burgundians. And so now we're going to have to face up against Paladins. We're going to have to face up against Gabetto. We're going to have to face up against Cataphracts and Halbs and Siege and monks, all in this last 150 years, and Seru is the only person who's really going to be able to add anything in here. Trying to get in some heavy scorpions, strongholds to try and make these castles fire that little bit further to just get everything, hoardings on the way at the back of that to try and make them last longer. The advantage is that we're killing all of the siege, so there's not a huge amount of trebs on the field. And they need trebs to get rid of castles. But the only thing they need to do is kill these two castles and kill the units in the middle. And if they have the units in the middle, then they can at least reset the timer and give themselves a window. Finally, Imp on the way in for Blue Star. But we have a little loop round, and we're going to see if we can try and do some damage to Blue Star. Kev, 40 villagers. I mean, we've not even been producing Vils for Seru either, but Seru's not really going for that long eco. This entire game is hinging on the idea that they can hold for this first rush. But they need to not be taking engagements. They need to not be going forward and losing their military mass before they're in the dying moments of the game. This is fine. Cutting down on paladins is fine, but losing your tanky units is not. It's not the one. It's not the one. And I think we've thrown away a decent military mass. Maybe if we can get... I mean, what are the Trebs doing? They're just trying to get... I mean, what are they trying to do? I mean, we did okay there. We ended up clearing up far more than I thought we would. If we kill the siege, that's huge. The knights will dive in on the Gabetto. tanky elephants do tanky elephant things. All of the siege go down. We don't want to go too far away from the middle, though. The middle is where the worries are at. Imp lands in. We are just throwing everything at military production. We don't care about vills. We're not caring about eco-expansion. We are now 100 years away from the end, and can we hold? I just don't want to see the military mass going down too much when the ability for both accurate grind and nibble to replace their military is so much higher. Military is 81 to 88, but the eco is nearly double. Right, so now we start being in a position where it's getting scary. It's getting scary. I'm still worried. I think they can regain this if they all push together. We've got bombards, we've got paladins, we have hand cannons. They have the counters for everything on the field, and instead of focusing on the middle, which is really where Blue Star needs to be, he's trying to tickle down the castles over this side, and we don't have, like, send everything. You send the villagers, send everything here, everything to the middle, because if we lose it now, there's no winning this. And I think that's it. Without the military, throwing it away too early. 99 years, and there you go, it's swapped over. All of the bombards are in place. Forward castles. It's going to be a back and forth until the castles are clear. But 43 military to 103, and there is no way of them, like, balancing this out. And I think there's a pretty large window on that. Is that 40 villagers is not enough to be competitive. I also think Seru stopped producing villagers a bit too early. He went into, I think it's a misclick for the man-at-arms. But you know, we love to see him. Hussar in. Capram in. Castles gone. Halb on the way in for Blue Star, who is just not really involved in the goings on. Patalis is struggling, but it doesn't matter. Patalis doesn't need to do anything other than stay alive and allow his teammates to get the win. Yeah, it's Jova. I don't see what Seru can do to get this back in. There's just not the eco support. They're booming up really nicely to try and add something in, and I think they'll still have a push in the last 30 years. But I really like the way they're trying to lock this down and support. Where'd all those bombards go? For Blue. Did Blue lost all of their bombards, didn't they? That's so funny. Did they just yeet them into the castle fire and they all die? How did I miss that? I was looking over here as well. Oh, good scorpion hits. Good scorpion hits on the hand cannons. Hand cannons getting absolutely shredded by the heavy scorpions. That's brutal. Okay, that's given a small window. Think Blue Star woke up early for this game? Yes, I think he did. Because he's in... Blue Star is India, right? So he's GMT plus 7? He's GMT 5, okay. Super early though, Jesus. Or was up really late. Look at this, okay, Kev trying to be there, but every conversion that comes in is an extra tanky unit to help hold the middle. almost there. They're sending everything. There we go. This is what I wanted to see from them earlier. It's everything coming over to hold the middle. Last 50 years. They're going to have to do something special. They got the villagers to spare. So the villagers are just here to be numbers in the middle. Castles will come up. Military gets pushed back. Accurate grind. Doing all of the right grinding. We've got Burgundian vineyards on the way in. I don't know why. Gold not going to be a huge worry for the long late game economy. Yeah, that's it. It's you got it all in this, and I think they've got it. It's such a huge military difference, and it's all down to economy. It's all down to being in the right place. The team play has been really solid from Accurate Grind and Nibble when they've started to move in together. Like Accurate Grind and Nibble have just played together really, really well. And I've seen Kev try and join in the same time, and has definitely played alongside Seru relatively well, and has taken some great engagements together. But when it comes down to it, the military is not even. The economy is not even. The position on the map is not even. And there is not even a single hope for Team Empyrean, as it looks like in 22 years it will be confirmed that the Peripatetikos will be going through to the finals of the red bracket. Which it should be brilliant. It's the last team that we needed for all of the finals to go through, for both red and white. I think we have farming eco, forward farming, the aggressive farming eco of Nibble. Yeah, I just think they had the better game plan for this. I really do. They had a little bit of probing. They had a little bit of probing attack to just try and do something. But there we go. GG. Well played. Any GGs in the game? No, just Seru swearing at them. Seru being like, no, I hate you. Yeah. Really doubling down on the insults. GG. Well, now normally, obviously, we would do like winners interviews, but it's like 1:30 in the morning. I can't do it. I can't do any later. This has been a brilliant set, and thank you everybody for playing it, and thank you everybody who hung out in the chat while we watched it. It was a very entertaining set. I loved Seru's snipe. I think Seru's played amazingly this set. I hope it was a good learning experience for Blue Star and Kev. I think Patalis got punished several times, and there was definitely some windows, even in this game 3. Accurate Grind has done beautifully. I think the team play between Accurate and Nibble have been really, really strong today. So they should be pretty proud of that going through to the next round. There's definitely some weaknesses. There is definitely some weaknesses in their map picks. I think maps like this, where they're having to chop through, I don't think they're getting their timings quite right. I think Chaos Pit, they need to have a look at their Chaos Pit if it ends up coming up for them again, because it's a worry. They can just hope that it doesn't, but I do think that Chaos Pit, there are teams that are playing that more consistently, which should be a worry. Hypnos, send us somewhere on a raid. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you all soon for the finals. Very exciting. We have a game for Saturday, I think. My. Catch you later.